Hey everyone, Amy Landry here on Periscope, and it's a beautiful day. Hello! It's a beautiful day outside, and it feels like summer is just around the corner here in Australia. And I've seen a ton of posts on the internet today, of course, from Aussies and those of us in the Southern Hemisphere celebrating, thank you for the hearts, celebrating the turn of the season. And it's an interesting thing to talk about because everyone in Australia is saying, yay, it's springtime. And that's actually technically not correct. So everywhere else in the world follows the change of the season according to the solstice and the equinox. And for some crazy reason here in Australia, we always say the first of the month is the change of the season. So technically, and I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but it's technically not spring until the spring equinox, which is probably between the 21st and the 23rd of September. Those of you in North America, I'm not sure where you are in the world. You might like to let me know where you're coming in from. But if you don't know me, I'm on the east coast of Australia, and it is a gorgeous winter's day here. Everyone's saying it's an amazing spring day, first day of spring. It's the 1st of September, but it's actually not the first day of spring technically. But this idea of the change of the season got me thinking about what I'd like to share with you today. And that is a short broadcast about the importance of a seasonal yoga practice. So if you're tuning in and you don't know me, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm also a practitioner of Ayurveda, which is a health science stemming from India. It's said to be the sister science to yoga, and it's definitely surging in popularity in the West now as a follow through to the popularity of yoga. And I love to change my home yoga practice according to the seasons. And when I work one-on-one with clients, I will not only create a yoga practice for them based on their body and their injuries, etc., and what they need or what they want, but also based on the environment and the season that we're in. So as the weather warms up, our yoga practice should be a lot more cooling, and therefore we should be integrating more forward bends, poses such as shoulder stand, gentle twists, etc. I could go into a lot of detail, but all I wanted to do today is, those of you tuning in, is to just really question your choices of your yoga practice and what it is that you're doing every time that you step onto the yoga mat. We often just find a practice that we love or a teacher that we love and we just stay with it and we never question it. But in fact, it's really, really important to change your practice with the seasons, and that might be going to different classes or a different teacher or a different studio with a different style, or changing up what you do at home. So for example, as mentioned, in the summertime, in the warmer months, we want to do more cooling practices, and in a nutshell, that's lots of forward folds and very smooth, water-like, fluid vinyasa sequences. And shoulder stand would be the ultimate inversion for cooling the qualities of pitta or fire in the summer season. This is also applicable at the start of spring, and also at the end of spring, and the start of autumn. So when there's still quite a bit of heat around. And then in autumn, we want to look at really grounding practices, because we associate autumn to when the temperatures drop and the air gets dry and there's a lot more wind. We can look at our environment around us and we respond accordingly. So our yoga practice needs to start to be a little bit more warming. So slow vinyasa or long, strong standing holds that are really grounding. So our practice should be grounding, calming, slow and steady. And then as we move into winter, we still keep this theme, but towards the middle of winter, we move into sort of the third sort of season that we address in Ayurveda, the season ruled by Kapha. And so during this season, we need to break that damp, cold, sluggish, dull energy. It's that energy that makes us all want to sleep in the wintertime. We sort of it's a little hard to get moving and get motivated and get up out of bed. That's sort of the dull kapha qualities. So during this time, we want to start to get a real invigorating practice, a stronger, more dynamic vinyasa, stronger holds, more inversions, more back bends, Yeah, me too, Tammy. I find that a lot in sort of the middle to late winter. I feel less motivated, I suppose. It's harder to get moving. So our yoga practice needs to stimulate the circulation in the body, the lymphatic system, get the blood moving, get the breath moving, get the body warming up. And so our yoga practice sort of mid to late winter and early spring should be heating, dynamic, vibrant, breath focused, and lots of vinyasa and headstand, handstands. If that's within your practice, back bends are really great for energizing. And of course, that time of the year we get a lot of colds and flu and congestion and sinus. So back bends and inversions are really good for sort of clearing those symptoms that often we're susceptible during that time of the year. So that's it, guys. I really wanted this to be short and sweet. I might elaborate on this a little bit more. I'm not sure if you've got any questions or anything, any insight, anything you'd like to share, go for it. Feel free to leave a comment. But just keep that in mind. If you practice yoga, consider how the seasons are moving around you and therefore how that should alter your own practice. And any good teacher should be varying up what they're teaching to you according to nature, according to the beautiful macrocosm. So even though it's not officially spring here in Australia, who are teachers you like to change up with? Well, I do a lot of my own home practice now, and so I change up my home practice. I base it on sort of the structure of yoga therapy and the concepts of Ayurveda. There's a really great book out there, everyone, called Yoga for Your Type. It was written probably, I think, maybe in the 80s or something, but it's super relevant. There's really great information in there. So Yoga for Your Type talks about yoga for your Ayurvedic constitution and the seasons. So I'd grab that. I do a lot of practices on Yoga Glow online. And then obviously I practice at different classes here in Newcastle at the different studios that I teach at. So depending on how I'm feeling, I might go and do a hot class, a heated class. I might do vinyasa. I might do restorative. I might do an Iyengar class. So I really just try to listen to what my body needs and respond accordingly. So I'm just mixing it up. So I hope that's just provided a little bit of insight and enabled you to sort of question your choices and your intent every time that you step onto your yoga mat. Yoga should be a very therapeutic practice. It's not just like an exercise system. It should be much deeper than that. And we must stay connected to our environment and to nature itself to really thrive in health and wellness. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you the most spectacular day, full of health and happiness. And I look forward to sharing some more with you soon. So much love and see you. Bye.